Hey everyone, welcome to From the Depths. I'm Menti and this is episode 31 of the Battleship Brawl Season 2 tournament. In this episode, we've got the Regent VHAP by Bricks going up against the Alice Protected Cruisers by Obscure. Okay, this is a primary round match, and I'm having to do a post-recording commentary again because for some reason my mic seems to have an issue of coming just a little bit unplugged, and then it doesn't pick things up. So I even checked my mic to make sure everything was good before I started this, but apparently it came unplugged between that and the start of the video. So this is all in post here. So yeah, got both entries settling in, doing their thing, aiming. The Regent lands that first shot there, knocks off a couple of guns, and then yeah, there's the return fire. There's the return fire by the Alice Protected Cruisers. That volley from the Regent is nothing to sneeze at. That does some serious damage. Oh yeah, we've got they're starting to collide a little bit there. Thankfully, it doesn't cause much in the way of FPS lag. We've got the Regent here. It takes a hit right to that frontal turret. That takes some damage and knocks off some barrels, does some gauge damage to the very forward gun there. Got more and more shells raining in on it. But it's doing just fine so far, and it just keeps on going, keeps on keeping on. That's a good fight. Both of these entries want that round 4 in the primary bracket. This is the final primary bracket match for round 3. After this, we're going to be going to the secondary round. That was a pretty big shot there. Destroyed the superstructure on that Alice. Alice has taken a lot of gun damage. Lost many of his guns on both vessels, I think, by this point. But the Regent, it doesn't lose a lot. It hasn't lost a whole lot of hit points at this point in the battle, but its guns have taken some serious damage because of its positioning. It's actually only able to fire on them with its rearmost turret, which is causing some issues. And plus, it starts listing heavily here from damage it took. It's listing pretty hard. A good chunk of it is underwater, and it takes that shot straight to the turret face, shears off a couple of turrets, or a couple of barrels from the turret, I mean. And that one, I'm not sure if it over-penetrated or if it just managed to sneak in between the very, very, very small gap that's in between those two pieces of superstructure there. But at this point, these front turrets are finally realizing that they can turn fire from this angle. So it immediately, because fail-safes are anything but actually fail-safes, they shoot their own shell. Because, you know, it's not from the depths without a misfire or friendly fire. It just has to happen. But yeah, this point the battle was very close, even though the Regent, or I feel that the battle is very close right now because the Regent is really high on hit points, but it has taken a good chunk of weapon damage, and that listing is a sign of possible sinkage coming if it keeps taking damage. But then I see this Alice cruiser here, and it's only got one gun left that's actually functioning and firing. It has taken some big hits, lost a lot of health. I see this and it's like, just damn, big hole. Like, honestly, this ship should not be floating anymore. It should be down at the bottom of the ocean. But from the depths physics, you know, the water is made out of jelly or something. And then, yeah, at that point I just noticed that the other Alice is actually AI dead and despawns. So all that's left is this Alice right here with its one little gun. It's not giving up. It fires and misses. Takes that shot, but this is the end for the Alices here. It looked like they were doing well, but we're not able to do enough damage to the and oh yeah, there goes the gun, straight, just blown to pieces. It's like just complimenting it for its tenacity, and it immediately gets blown up afterwards. And then that front gun comes back online, which puts the Alice, it's like, it's not over yet. It's not completely over. It's basically unofficially over at this point. But the despawn hasn't happened yet. It's just about to. Yeah, there it goes. It's AI dead now. It's going to despawn. So that is it for round 1 of Regent versus Alice. Go ahead and get these spawned back in. And get the Regent spawned in, and then I go out here, and I have a bit of a brain fart at this point. I'm not entirely sure what happened. My brain just stops working for a moment, and I forget what the heck I'm supposed to be spawning in. Like, I'm like, oh wait, I know I'm supposed to spawn the Regent. Wait, no, I already spawned the Regent. What the hell am I spawning? It's like, oh yeah, the Alices. And then I realized, crap, I didn't set them on the proper team. I didn't change their team. So I have to do it all over again. Goes a bit quicker this time when I'm not being dumb. And there was a little bit, I forgot to pause it before I spawned it in there, but it was like, I hit the button really quick. That quarter of a second isn't going to make a difference. And there we go. Finally, I've got them spawned in properly. Then we get round 2 underway. Once again, the Regent will get its first volley off. It's got the better fire rate here, at least on the bigger guns. The smaller secondaries on the Alices don't seem to have the range to fire out at spawn distance. They have to close the distance in order to start aiming and firing, but they do pretty good at that. And that first volley from the doesn't do much, but that second one, it's pretty good. Knocks off 2 guns once again before they even get a chance to fire. And then more guns get knocked off by the next volley on this one. Regent just pounding away at it, and that. Go check on the Regent here, and it hasn't had a whole lot done to it. The guns are fine. It's slammed here. You can see the armoring on the Regent is actually really, really good. You can see those, all those shells that just hit. Super damage. Not much. Sails on, and you can see we're getting in close here. The 2 of the ships are on a collision course, and they are definitely about to collide. And it does cause a little bit of FPS lag, but not too bad. And I thought here that the Alice would actually fare worse in this collision, just because the Regent is more heavily armored and a heavier ship overall. But oh yeah, and in that part I thought for a moment that the Alice is going to bunny hop on top of the Regent's deck there from the explosion, but it didn't quite make it. Which, it would have been cool. It may have very well caused my computer to just scream in agony and then the game to crash, but it would have been cool if it happened. But yeah, I thought the Regent would fare better in that collision, but it looks like it loses more blocks from this than the Alice does. And then the Alice just hugs the Regent. No, step 5! Wouldn't want to be noticed, but it's just kind of sitting there, hugging it. Just kind of amusing, they're just stuck. And there, it noticed you. Explosions and blocks flying everywhere. As you can see, the Regent is just, despite all of the hits it's taken, has not lost much in the way of hit points. It is very good at preserving its blocks and keeping them alive. I also feel that perhaps the weaponry on the Alices are not really suited for fighting. They're great at tearing off barrels and damaging guns, but hitting the actual hull armor, it doesn't do so well at. That very front gun on the Regent doesn't seem to know what to do. The middle one's firing at the Alice that's next to it, and the rear one's bombarding away and chasing it. Splitting its DPS, though in this situation with how easily it takes out the weaponry on the Alice, it's not necessarily a bad thing. Yeah, I'm just amused at how this hugathon is going on between the Regent and the Alice. Just will not give up, does not want to give up. It's like, I am going to keep running into you, I am not going anywhere, screw you. This is the point where the Regent's guns realize, oh hey, we can actually fire on the other enemy now. I should do that. This Alice is doing much better than its sister ship over there, but not for very long. Because it's only had one battery from the Regent firing on it this whole time, and now all three of them are unloading into it. Just fine, but yeah, if you can't tell by now who wins, it's pretty obvious with how little damage the Regent is taking. It pretty much has this in the bag. The Alice has that one little gun firing. But it is 2 damage and going to despawn. I find it very amusing that the hugging craft, the craft that hugged the Regent for all this time, is the one that ends up surviving the longest. And it keeps unloading shells to the side there, but they just don't really do anything. It's rather thick, heavy armor. so this doesn't take a whole lot longer. So, unfortunately, Obscure, my condolences, but your Alice protected cruisers do lose this match. They are defeated, and you will be getting your entry will be sent down to the secondary bracket, where it's going to get a chance to continue on, continue fighting. It could come back. I wonder who's it going up against. It's going to be going up against the Failship by Low Calm. Okay. So, yeah, that'll be a thing that'll happen in a future episode. Not too long, actually. But, anyway, congratulations to Bricks. Your Regent VHAP has been victorious, and we'll be moving on to round 4. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the battlefield.